I don't think it's fair for me to have to come after the entertainment. I was invited to a convention, but then a rally broke out and then we had carnival. I'm pleased to adopt the protocols established and greet you all this evening as colleagues, brothers and sisters, citizens and patriots. And on behalf of the United Progressive Party, the UPP, I bring greetings and sincere best wishes from our political leader, the Honorable Jamal Pringle, and from the executive and membership of the party on this, your 58th annual convention. I bring as well sorority greetings and heartiest congratulations from the UPP Women's Forum to Sister Natasha Gray Brooks, who has become the first woman to head a political party, and this party in St. Kitts. We feel it is just about right to have a woman leading an organization with a name like Pam. Thank you for inviting me to speak with you on this important historical occasion, especially since my party and yours have so much in common as this time. Very recently, we concluded a life-altering convention ourselves. And yes, I said life-altering, because the changes mean our parties will never be the same again. While there is continuity, yes, the future will be decidedly different from the past. The focus of my address this evening will be one, on the parting words of former political leader Dr. Sean Richards, as reported in the April 8th edition of Loop News. And this is what I read. For our nation to reach new heights, we must embrace transformative change. Change that ushers in new perspectives, ideas, and the vibrant energy of fresh leadership. And two, I will be looking at your theme for this year's convention, a new vision, your voice, our commitment. I'll deal with the macro first. In considering whether to stay or to go, the former political leader clearly considered the nation first and what it needs to bring about the transformation he wishes to see and attain the new heights to which it has the potential to soar. If I'm to take him at his word, and I have no reason not to, this says to me that he has taken stock and determined that the vehicle that brought the party this far is not the one that will take it the rest of the distance. This is a huge, huge thing to acknowledge, and I commend him for making such a mature decision and for stating it publicly. Because in Caribbean politics, and especially in Antigua and Barbuda, we often find ourselves led by people who believe that if they can't do it, then nobody can. You see, for a political party whose name starts with people and whose motto is putting people first, setting priorities must be a priority. The inherent premise and the promise is that your politics will always be about them and not about you. At home, the UPP's motto and philosophy is also people first. So I can appreciate the sacrifice made by Dr. Richards and by everybody who stood down so that somebody else could stand up. If your party is to honor its promise to the people, you have an obligation to plan for change and execute that change in the interest of those you serve or aspire to serve. No one can hang on or hang in simply to reach a personal milestone or to earn some long service award or because he or she is still trying to create a legacy that has evaded them all this time. Not when the people's welfare is at stake. You know, when all that we have said and done are no longer what is required or what is effective, then we simply have to allow someone else to do something else. Last night, I was taken to a lovely restaurant for dinner, and the waiters did not hand out any menus. What they did instead is point us to the QR code on the table. And so we had to get out our cell phones and take the requisite photo in order to see what the chef had on offer. And although I sighed and said, I miss the good old days, I miss paper, I know that those days are not coming back. So what is to be done? Embrace the change, work the change, and work with the change agents. Dr. Richards has demonstrated his confidence in those who will follow him. I encourage you to do the same. They will do things differently, sure, but different can be good if you're willing to give change a chance. Back home, I have heard young people grumble about the unwillingness of older people to let them in. In business and in politics, they are often told they have no experience or not enough experience. Even in the church, they're told, this is not the way we do things here. And then we wonder why young people are not around. I've heard many adults say they are marching or picketing or voting for their children's future. Well, the future is here. So we have to allow them to do it for themselves, to bring in that vibrant energy of fresh leadership that Dr. Richards talked about. This is not to say that those who are now passing the baton can go off into a sleepy retirement. And I was happy to read where Dr. Richards said, and he said it again, he will remain on hand as a source of advice and support, because both will be needed. And I say that to both those of you who are falling back and those who have stepped forward. The Old Testament cautions that we should not remove the old landmarks that the fathers have set. There is wisdom in those old landmarks. There is experience in those old signposts. They know which boundaries should not be crossed, even when, like Jabin, you are looking to expand your territory. Sometimes when people relinquish positions or don't win the positions they vied for, they take themselves off to the side and they look and they listen to see and hear what mistakes their successors and the winners will make. And when the mistakes come, as will happen to any person and in any organization, they smile with satisfaction and they say, good for them. They didn't think they know everything. I know you're not going to be like that, right? Not you, right? Okay. Because that is behavior unbecoming in elders and patriots. And nobody who has a commitment to putting people first should make a practice of sacrificing the greater good for his or her personal ambition or feelings. Having just come out of our party convention at home, I am painfully aware that the watchwords unity and togetherness can become bad words when things do not go the way we hope. I'm aware that feelings can cause previously faithful members to withdraw themselves and withhold their talents, their voices, and their contributions from the party they fought so hard to build up. The danger here is that these individual wounds often seep through into the wider party, sometimes causing it to hemorrhage as other people pick up cudgel and leave. As others who are on the fence look at you and take their cue and decide for the other side. Disunity and drama, quite literally, are unattractive. They don't bring in anyone except for the vultures. So, as you leave this convention hall this evening, resolve to tell yourselves, this is bigger than me. This is about the party, about our country, and I can't leave the fight now. On the other hand, I must caution the new executive that it's easy to see the problems and come up with the solutions when you're on the outside. But being on the inside and having to balance interests, many interests, sometimes competing interests, is another thing altogether. In order for you to be successful, you will need the backative of your predecessors, the advice of your membership, and the confidence of your constituents. Don't ever be too proud to ask for help. Don't ever be too proud to accept help. Inclusion and appreciation will go a long way towards rebuilding and building the party. I have to add in here that at the airport yesterday when I arrived, I was very warmed to witness a taxi driver get out of her vehicle to hug and congratulate Sister Shani and express her excitement in having a woman at the helm. It was a moment of inspiration and affirmation for me as well. But it does not stop me from acknowledging that it is harder for a woman at the top, that old habits and prejudices die hard, even when persons declare and believe themselves to be open-minded, liberal, and progressive, and that politics in most of this wide world is still considered a man's domain. So you, the enthusiastic membership, you have an obligation to support the new executive. Yes, membership has its privileges, like the American Express ad used to say, but it has its responsibilities too. And you cannot afford, in this world that is now gobbling up small islands and small islanders, and the complicity of too many of our politicians, you can't afford to shirk your responsibilities. When your leaders fight for you, you must fight for them and with them. When they support you and your causes and your interests and want better for your country, you must support them. Too often, party members tend to look at the leadership for solutions to their personal problems, constituency issues, national challenges. In Antigua, they like to ask us, what do you PPA do? I don't want to believe that petitions put that question to Pam. They do? All right. Well, if they do, here are my questions to you. What are you doing? Are you part of the problem, or are you integral to the solution? How much faith are you demonstrating, not just professing, in your party and its leadership? Do you listen to gossip? And worse, do you repeat the gossip, even knowing it will tear down the person, the party, or the cause, and give the other side meat on which to chew? Are you faithful with your attendance at meetings? Do you pay your dues? I'm asking all these questions because politics is not meant to be a spectator sport. You are the people for whom you expect Pam to take action and maintain movement. Therefore, it has to be a two-way street. As Christian people, we recognize that the Israelites did not have to wander in the desert for 40 years. After all, they had a God-appointed leader. The problem was not the leadership. The problem was a complaining fellowship, followership, who couldn't move beyond the next mountain. My brothers and sisters, this convention cannot be only about appointing a new executive. A newness of mind by the membership must accompany the change at the top. In Antigua and Barbuda, we are very much aware that due to our national constitution, the Prime Minister could at any time call an election. That is his right. And any shrewd politician would strike when his opponent is in disarray. So we know, or we ought to know, that it is in the party's interest and the people's interest that you settle down, put disappointments aside, come together and be ready for the fight and for the win. I know you know it too. So I encourage you, I admonish you, I implore you to get it together this evening, to band together, to stand beside and behind your new leadership, and to chart and execute that new vision to which your theme refers as you reclaim the greatness of Pam. Again, I congratulate Sister Shani, all the new faces, and the entire executive. I congratulate the party on its peaceful and mature transfer of leadership. And I wish you all of you, well. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for hearing me, and hopefully you didn't just hear, but you listened to me. And thank you in advance for putting my words into your practice. May God bless the People's Action Movement. May God bless our friend and sister, the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. Thank you.
Well said, and put your hands together again and show your appreciation to our guest speaker. As we wind down, a very important moment which you are here for. But I think so much about Pam. There's so many words I can use. But when I think about Pam, I think about the P letter. People. Programs. Policies. And performance. That is the People's Action Movement. And that is what he has brought to the people of St. Kitts and Nevis, which we have enjoyed over the years, and the many outstanding programs and policies which the people of St. Kitts and Nevis will continue to enjoy for a lifetime. Also want to take the opportunity and to acknowledge on the right of our, well, the left of our political leader on my right, the husband, Mr. Brooks, welcome and good afternoon to you. And we also going to take the opportunity to pass around the hat, because this is very, very important, your contribution to the party, because we need as much contribution as possible.
We love to solve our country. God has blessed the world in peace and love and happiness. We will forever dwell. We ask for God's protection and guidance on our way. The people's movement will strive from day to day. People's Action Movement is here and here to stay. We love to serve our country.
Excellent rendition. I love that. The People's Action Movement is here and here to stay. What is best for St. Kitts and Nevis? And we are not going to set it for nothing less when we know for sure that the People's Action Movement can give you the best. We also want to take the opportunity to invite our guest speaker, because we are going to give you our token of our appreciation. So we welcome Ms. Giselle Isaac to the podium.
That God has blessed the world in peace and love and happiness we will forever dwell. We ask for God's protection and guidance on our way. The People's Action Movement will strive from day to day.
Forgive me, I'm a bit taller than the chairman for today. On behalf of the People's Action Movement, I would like to thank you for your presentation this afternoon. Your words could not be any timelier. I believe you hit the nail on the head today, and you've provided us with a lot of food for thought and inspiration as we transition not just to leadership today, but we transition into what is to come. And we just would like to present you with a small token of appreciation and say thank you.
So sweet. We gotta repeat this song.
We love to serve our country that God has blessed so well. In peace and love and happiness, we will forever dwell. We ask for God's protection and guidance on our way. The People's Action Movement will strive from day to day. The People's Action Movement is here to stay. We love to serve our country. We that God has blessed so well. In peace and love and happiness, we will for God's protection, guidance on.
Well, members and friends of the People's Action Movement, we are here. And how are you doing? How are you feeling? Well, we have come to this very important moment where we are going to have the address by our new leader. I can tell you that I personally have no confidence in the present government of St. Kitts and Nevis. I have no confidence in the present Prime Minister in St. Kitts and Nevis. But I have confidence in the next Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, Natasha Sani Grape Brooks Pam. But before I get to Shani, I want to invite Miss Cindy Deming to the microphone to introduce our new political leader. Put your hands together and welcome Miss Cindy Deming to introduce our new leader.
When we celebrate what we bring to life to happen every day.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Please allow me to adopt the protocol that has been previously set. Members and friends of the People's Action Movement, good afternoon. And I don't say that lightly, because indeed it has been a good afternoon. Wasn't it? Well, say it like it was not. All right, all right. Quote, come home to Pam. Whatever the issue was, I am sorry. But it is time to come home to Pam. If you're looking for a new home, Pam welcomes you. A party for all, unquote. Natasha Shani Gray Brooks. Members and friends of the People's Action Movement, you ready to come home? You ready, 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 ready? St. Kitts and Nevis, you ready? Warriors! Any warriors in here? Warriors from East! You ready? You sound ready. I am pleased to be participating in this historic pioneering event right here at PAM headquarters, introducing our new political leader. Boy, when I see her this afternoon, I get goosebumps. The woman look good. She looks stately and ready. Shani, you full me heart. Pam has always been the leader for women in leadership, the political trendsetter, the party of first with an impressive track record for women. Come with me on this pioneering journey. First female chair, first cabinet member, first Ministry of Women's Affairs, first female political leader on St. Kitts. That's PAM record, and we should be proud of it. And if indeed you're proud, make some noise. And now, members and friends, indulge me for just a moment. Close your eyes and imagine the bell was rung for election 2025. The results are in. And the People's Action Movement has done it again. Yet another first. The next Prime Minister of the Federation is a woman. Do you envisage it? Do you feel it? Do you feel Pam's win? That is why I am so honored this afternoon to introduce my friend and sister, a woman of grit, who has not only shown her brilliance as a lawyer, but has shown her character of steel as a fighter for those who cannot or are unable to fight. A woman who, with heartwarming resilience, has faced numerous personal hurdles head-on and emerged victorious. A transformational leader, she has transitioned her challenges into triumph. This woman, who was inspired by Maya Angelou, quote, "We may encounter many defeats, but we may not be defeated," unquote. A warrior from the East, who has always been ready, able, and willing to answer whenever the call came to serve the community and the People's Action Movement. Her journey through the ranks of PAM started very early as a young Pamite and a member of the women's group. If I don't say this, Ms. Man is not vexing me. She has served as an outstanding agent during elections, winning elections for other persons. Now it's time for her to win for herself, yes? Held several PAM executive offices: General Secretary, Treasurer, Deputy Chair, Deputy Political Leader. Today, we salute and celebrate her on becoming the party's first female political leader. As I stand in this proud moment, I cannot but reflect and try to imagine the big smile that would be on the face of one of her mentors, a founder and stalwarts of this great party, the late Honorable Sir Richard L. Keynes, who I believe knew this day would come to fruition. Members and friends, unfasten your seatbelt and stand to your feet and join me in a proud and resounding People's Action Movement welcome to teenage mother, wife, lawyer, entrepreneur, philanthropist, member and former treasurer of the local chapter of the Caribbean Institute for Women in Leadership, politician, our party's first female leader, as she shares on the future of St. Kitts and Nevis. A new vision, your voice, our commitment. My friend, your friend, our political leader, and soon to be Prime Minister, the Honorable Shani Natasha Brooks. Come one, come all. Let's join voting with Natasha Shani Brooks. Michael Mighty, come army, to create momentum to get People's Action Movement in office.
East Bastia, Bastia, show me a flag. Whip, whip. The next Prime Minister, you ready? If you're ready for the next Prime Minister, make some noise. Bad noise.
Thank you, former chairwoman of the People's Action Movement, Mrs. Cindy Ja Blessings Pam Demi Nayas. She's my sister and we both have a lot of names. I am so thankful for your introductory remarks. She was very generous, but she was on fire. When Pam people hearts, their hearts. Dr. the Honorable Sean Kenneth Richards, immediate past political leader. Dr. the Right Honorable Sir Kennedy Alphonse Simmons, our first Prime Minister and our only living national hero. Dame Giselle Isaac Arundel, I want to express my gratitude for you accepting our invitation and for your timely speech in this pivotal time in our party's history. Dame Constance Mitchum, first female parliamentarian and former government minister under the People's Action Movement administration. Other former government ministers, Mr. Sheldon Pemberton, party chairman and other executive members. Members of the Diplomatic and Consular Corps, including Ambassador Michael Lynn, Mr. Michael Morton and Mrs. Morton, Chair of the National Women's Group, Mrs. Vanessa Richard Swipes, and other National Women Group members, the convention organizing team led by Siobhan Phipps, members and friends of the People's Action Movement, ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant good afternoon. Constituency number 8, are you on board for this new change in Connery, St. Peter's, Keys, Keyon? Are you with me? Constituency number 7, Tabernacle, Mansion, Bellevue. Are you ready? Next up, we have constituency number 6, Sadlers, Deer Bay, St. Paul's. Are you with me? Number 5, Hub City, Sandy Point, Fig Tree. Are you ready for Shani? We ain't forgetting anyone. Number 4, Challengers, Conyers, Virtues, All Road. Are you ready? Constituency number 3, Trafalgar, Boyds, Camps, West Farm. Are you ready? Central Bastille, McKnight, Shadwell, New Road, Market Street, Vines Avenue. Are you ready? Somebody missing. Tell me who is missing. I ain't going nowhere without my warriors from the east. East Bastion, I want to feel you. I want to see you. Come forward, fall in. Warriors, get ready for action. This is my call. I want you to fall in. Mission Church Street has been officially activated. It looks like we are ready for business. Pam is really nice and sweet. Someone once told me, if I don't do it, it will not be done. Father God, you will continue to be my guide. God has been merciful and loving, and He has a plan for me. He has a plan for Pam and this great nation. He has a plan for our prosperity. This morning, my adopted mother Ines said to me, there is no ratification this afternoon. This afternoon is Thanksgiving. Because God done ratify your position long time. I express sincere gratitude to the delegates for putting their confidence in me, in becoming their 5th political leader, the first female political leader of PAM, the first female political leader of a political party in St. Kitts. I am indeed honored and privileged, and I want you to know that I humbly and warmly accept the challenge of being the leader of the People's Action Movement. To God be the glory. As my sister Cindy said, PAM is a party of firsts. the first Prime Minister, the first female parliamentarian, the first country to establish diplomatic relations with our friends in Taiwan, the first female chairperson of any political party, and now in a historic move, Pam has elected the first female leader, not just of this great party, but on the island of St. Kitts. Members and friends, we have to continue to celebrate our party, because we are not only about putting our people first, but we continue to achieve a lot of firsts. If you're Pam and proud, let me hear you. I was asked some time ago in an interview with Chris Collins out of the UK, which two politicians in your party will you want to emulate? And I said, Sir Kennedy and Dame Constance Mitchell, our first Prime Minister and our first female parliamentarian. They have paved the way for persons like me. I know I can depend on their advice, their experience, and I want to take this opportunity to thank them both for their warm congratulatory remarks. Your confidence in my leadership means so much to me. I must recognize that I am not here by myself. I stand before you on the shoulders of the stalwarts of Pam, generally, but especially the shoulders of my warriors from the East. I must thank those who raised me up to be a Pam, those who raised me up to be the woman that I am today. From my grandmother, Bernice Way, to my mother, my father, my aunt, my other mother, Ines Keynes, all those who made sacrifices for me, I honor and salute them. I must also thank and recognize the support of the chairwoman and executive of the East Bastia constituency group. They have been there for me through thick and thin. They have built a wall to protect me. They remain supportive through it all and would offer wise counsel. When the naysayers lurked around, they said to them, Shani got this. They reminded me that weapons will form from every angle, but they will not prosper. And they said to me, Shani, you got this. One of my colleagues said to me some time ago, Shani, the nation awaits you. And if I didn't believe him then, I can see it now. As the congratulatory remarks keep pouring in from the east, the west, the north, and the south, and from different spheres of the political divide, I will forever be grateful to God. I am reminded that Isaiah 40, chapter 31, verse 31 says, But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint. Shani got this. I will run for you and I will not get weary. We will walk together and I will not faint. The Lord has renewed my strength. Are you with me? I also want to express my love and gratitude to my family, my husband, our children, my mother, my father, my aunts, my extended family, for all the support and kindness they have shown to me to help me to be your leader going forward. I need their support going forward, and I am assured that I can depend on it. Over the past week, scores of persons have pledged their support behind me in some way, shape, or form. And for that, I am grateful. And I can say to you that some people already come home. Let me say now what I will repeat at the end. In the words of the party song, the People's Action Movement will strive from day to day. The People's Action Movement is here and here to stay. At this time, allow me to congratulate the National Executive. Your positions have been ratified today, and I know you are committed not just to the party, but to the great people of our nation. Chairman Sheldon, can you please stand? Deputy Chair Shirley, stand please. Deputy Political Leaders Azad Gomes and Lincoln David Pell. Giovanni Herbert Fleming, Assistant General Secretary. Where are you, Giovanni? Okay, he's already working, he's busy in the bar, but he was here on stage earlier. Treasurer Drusilla. She's working too? Everybody working. PRO Laverne Keynes. And our General Secretary, Ms. Siobhan Phipps. Okay. Well, you've seen Giovanni and Siobhan earlier, and Drusilla. This is the action team that will move our people forward so that persons will recognize that Pam ain't going nowhere. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, here are Giovanni and Drusilla. Just turn around so that person can see the people who are willing to work for them. Thank you. This is a mixture of youth and experience. They will not just function in their individual offices, but they will work collectively with all executive members to ensure that we function efficiently and effectively. Consider this your wake-up call. Tell the world that we are on our way to victory. Let us look at the back end, the reward at the back end. Pam people, it is time to get tougher than our circumstances. This team signifies strength and a new vision. The voice of Pam will be heard. It must be heard throughout the length and breadth of this federation. I also want to thank those who have served on the previous executive and say thanks for your commitment and service to the party. Our former leader, Dr. Richards, our former deputy political leader, General Powell, Charles Morton, our former deputy chair, Shermel Drew, our former assistant general secretary. I take this time to send regards to Charles Morton as he overseas seeking medical assistance. I would also want to thank our former treasurer, Clytie Gilbert. I want to thank all other executive members who were not office holders, but who journeyed to meetings week after week and made their contribution. Our party is better off because of you. I want to thank the supporters of our great party for your commitment. The hard workers who commit their time, rain or shine, good times or bad times. You have been ambassadors of this party, and we continue to give you commendations. Keep the party flag waving high. Thank you. You make Pam stronger and stronger. To the leaders who have served before me, Dr. William Herbert of blessed memory, Sir Kennedy, Lindsey Grant, and Dr. Richards. You have created a foundation for me that cannot be shaken. I will definitely build on your platform. Thank you for your leadership and service to the party and paving a way for me to stand here today. It is indeed my pleasure to address you under the theme, A New Vision, Your Voice, Our Commitment. Your voice, our commitment, opens up a world of new opportunities for our people. With this ethos as the cornerstone of a new thrust for individuals, family, and community development, our people can look to the future with a sense of confidence. A confidence that demonstrates what is possible when ordinary men and women are given a voice, a powerful voice in determining the direction of the country they love. Surely it is clear to see that it is your voice that has allowed history to be made here in St. Kitts Nevis, not just in our party, but across the political and social landscape of this beautiful Twin Island Federation. It is your voice that has elevated young people and women to positions of influence and leadership. This is by no means some small feat. Across the region, and by extension globally, the power of your voice reverberates in small and large circles. It is in those circles history calls that moment when you echoed your desire for a woman from humble beginnings to lead this great party. A woman who fought through trials and adversities to come through the other side victorious. Your voice did that. And if your voice can create such a change, then we are on the path to greater and better things. We are on the path to stronger families, stronger communities, and stronger economies in this country. Because when as leaders we listen and truly listen to the voice of the people, wonders can happen. When we listen to the voice of the masses, fairness and equity become the hallmark of good governance. When we listen to the voice of the people, integrity and accountability are not just words, but actions deeply rooted in the very fabric of our daily lives. When we listen to the voice of the people, we work tirelessly, going the extra mile to ensure that all our people are achieving even the bare levels, and they are satisfied with the upward mobility that they enjoy. It is your voice that strengthens my resolve to do right by you. It is your voice that is the wind in my sails, propelling me to find new and creative ways to engineer new economic prosperity for all our people. It is your voice that keeps me grounded, so I do not ever forget my path and to look back, not to condemn, but rather to extend a helping hand to every struggling mother, every hard-working young man, and every aspiring young woman desirous of making a better life for themselves and their family. Your voice is our platform for a family. This new way that calls all of us to lend our voices to the cause of restoring honesty, accountability, and integrity to governance in St. Kitts and Nevis. I commit that your voice is our commitment. Today, I want every PAM supporter under the sound of my voice, to know that we are going to be bringing back home those who may have left the party for one reason or the other. Let us accept it now that we cannot win the next elections with just PAM voters. We need every single person on board. The PAM turned Labour, the PAM turned PLP, the undecided, the non-aligned, the new voters. We need everyone on board. For those who have gone to other parties for whatever reason, I implore you, I beg of you, please, 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 come home. I don't know why you left, but for Shani, the past is the past. Let us forgive, but please come home. Home is where the heart is. My arms are wide open. Come and feel the embrace of Natasha Shani Gray Brooks. I don't want to know what the problem was, but just come home. Wherever I lead, the members of PAM will follow. So please come home to PAM. This is not just mouth speech. I will be calling on you. I will be knocking on the doors from constituency number 1 to constituency number 8. Come home to PAM. This is a new day, a new way, a new dawn. To the promised land, but I cannot do that without your support. We have to work together as one. Clasp hands together and strive for progress. The issues of the past are forgiven and forgotten. It is a new day. Last convention, I said it and I will repeat it again. If I have done you any wrong, or I offended you in some way, I am sorry. Our people are our greatest resource. Never for a moment think that you are not important. In chapter 35 of Sir Kennedy's autobiography, he had this to say. But one thing we were always convinced of is that when it comes to politics, there is no substitute for talking to people and listening to people and understanding what their issues are, what their concerns are, even if you cannot help immediately. You still need to listen and show genuine empathy with their situation. Listening to the people you're planning to represent is basic, fundamental. I am not giving up on my people. The fact that I stand here today on the compound of the PAM headquarters is testament to the resoluteness and resilience of the People's Action Movement. This complex was built by 2 units of the party. The building at the front was bought and paid for by the hard work and tenacity of the National Women's Group. This space at the back was built by the hands of the young people of the young Pamites. And that is to be commended. Not many political parties in St. Kitts and Nevis can boast of a party headquarters. I will ensure that these two units of the party are functional at the national level and at the constituency level in short order. The inclusion of our women and our youth are vital to the growth and development of our party. We have to admit that these two arms of the party have to increase and be strengthened in order for us to win elections. The energy and capability of women's group must be harnessed if we are to conquer our greatest challenge, that of removing the present government, so that prosperity and freedom can be restored to our country. The women in the party has always been the backbone of this party, as they have worked hard to build and uplift our male counterparts. We must salute persons like Miss Howell and Ann Spencer of blessed memory. Kay Menon has been a champion of a woman to this great party. Dame Constance Mitchum, a powerhouse of a woman. I have so many women that I have to make me proud. I have so many women that I have to make proud. Not just being the first female leader, but positioning myself to be the first female Prime Minister of St. Kitts and When that day comes, the glass ceiling will surely be shattered. If we focus on the last 10 years, especially when the country has tried men as our leaders, we have seen the mixed results. You know the stories. I don't have to expound on them. What I say is what Margaret Thatcher would say. In politics, if you want anything said, ask a man. If you want anything done, ask a woman.
Strength of a woman. Strength of a woman.
Shani is here to do and get things done. The obvious failure of the government has created an ideal opportunity for us to concentrate and apply our system of constructive criticism, and this same method must be adopted by all our women. And without a doubt, this result will be felt at the polls at the next election. Avenues will be created to pique the interest of our youth. We will activate the youth arm in each constituency and provide opportunities for the youth to be heard. I know you may be saying, well, Shani look young. She'll be able to bring all the young people on board. Don't let my looks fool you. Inclusion is an important part of my growth. It's an important part of the party's growth. My cousin told me the other day, I look 24. So looking 24 is one thing, but my mind does not operate like a 24-year-old. What I say to a 24-year-old now may not be necessarily attractive to youth. And so I think it's important to give the youth that voice and let them be heard. We will be planning plenty of activities geared towards youth involvement, and I want to hear from all my young persons from constituencies number 1 to number 8. And at this point, I would like to celebrate Mr. Mikai Louis, who was selected as part of the West Indies team, a proud gentleman from East Bastille. I know it's a excited. The men will be rallying with me, the women and our youth. This is the perfect time for everyone to come home to Pam. Next year, this great party will be turning 60. And I am extremely excited because this party is bigger than me. It is bigger than you. It is bigger than any one individual. And those who fought to create this party will not be disappointed. I am already looking into the events, 60 for 60, and so we will be putting a committee in place and we will be rolling out our calendar of events. Be proud to be a Pam. Big up your chest. Wear your yellow. Don't be afraid to be part of this great party. No. Let me put something to rest once and for all. There are those elements and mischief makers out there who have their own agendas. And talking about Shani will form partnership with this, Shani will form partnership with that, to form a coalition government. Right now, that is the furthest thing from my mind. A matter of fact, it is not on my mind. You know why? Because we are taking number 1, we are taking number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I don't want to sound greedy, but I am not going into this time to win no 50% of the seats. We will be putting in the work and we are going to win all 8, all 8, all 8, from constituency 1 in Frigate Bay straight over to Keyon, up to St. Peter's, we're including Tabernacle, we're including Sandy Point, we are including Boys, we are including St. Peter's, we are including everybody, all 8 seats. Those who are dreaming of coalition, I will say here today, my commitment to this great party is to increase its seat count, to make it stronger, and to mobilize the rank and file of our party in all units. I will also say today, if God has it, that there is some kind of partnership, who will be the Prime Minister? Who will be the Prime Minister? The people have spoken. Natasha Shani Grable.
One nation, one community, everybody know.
Before any seeds of discontent are sown, please know that the People's Action Movement, led by Natasha Shani Graybrooks, will lead the next government of St. Kitts and Nevis. And that is why I say to my members and friends, organizing our party is at the forefront of my mind. We have to be in it to win it. Dr. Richards, please stand. I just wanted to have a look at your shoes to see what size you wear so that I can know what size shoes I have to fill. Okay. I'm just kidding. Take a bow. Pam salutes you. Dr. Richards has not just been my political leader. I used to call him Mr. Leader. He has been a colleague, my friend, my daughter's godfather. So now that you are not the leader, can I send her down for you to babysit? Thank you for that. But as our former political leader, we must salute him for all the hard work he has done. Dr. Richards has given yeoman service to our party and to our nation. I first met Sean when I worked for Richard Mazzacane, my former boss. May his soul rest in peace. And whilst there, the other day Milo said to me that Sean has the same hairstyle that he has 20 years ago. And so maybe that is of some significance. But one thing has remained is that he remains a servant of the people. The heart of politics is our people, and people are our greatest assets. Sean is now our lone parliamentarian, and we know that he will continue to represent the people of Sandy Point well, as he always has a passion for his community. And I am convinced that you will continue to serve the people and your country well. Sean, you have left an indelible mark on the lives of our people, and you have contributed significantly to the growth and development of the People's Action Movement. Under your leadership, we went from being in opposition to forming part of a government from 2015 to 2022. You have been humble, soft-spoken, and you have led with distinction. And that is why persons, not only from Sandy Point, can say, Sean, we love you. Your loyalty is one of your greatest strengths. Your dedication and commitment to championing the cause of others have been extremely beneficial to our party. You have a wealth of experience that I can depend on, and you have paved the way for me for a transformational shift in our party's trajectory and the political fabric of our nation. The party is now under new leadership. My style may differ from others, but I pledge to do right by our party and our people. The commendations this past week have been overwhelming. I still have unanswered messages in my phone. I promise to answer them all. I am happy to know that some persons are ready to come home and have already come home. My legacy should inspire others. I don't want to just be known as the first woman to become the leader of PAM. I want to be known as the woman who keeps uplifting others, helping others to get over hurdles, set higher standards for our people so that generations to come can make St. Kitts and Nevis better. I want to go down in history as the first female Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis. The reason why a lot of women don't become who they want is because they are too attached to who they have been. And they listen to what others think about them and what they can accomplish. Who would have thought that someday this short girl from Pond Road would someday become the leader of PAM? All my life, I have continued to show that I am a conqueror, overcoming obstacles or after obstacles, climbing over mountains, shattering the glass ceiling because I continue to tap in to my true potential. My passion is to serve. This passion to serve must come from your inner being, and I must be willing to take risks. I am a risk taker. No one was ever born a leader of a political party. No one was ever born a prime minister. My desire to want the best for others will drastically increase my growth over time. The Lord has told me that. I will never let negativity derail me from my purpose. My purpose is one that will be for others. My purpose is one of upliftment and advancement. My purpose is bringing relief. My purpose is one of love and compassion for the people. Our present government seems to be distracted, incompetent, and out of touch with issues that are affecting the people of this great nation. The traveling and the per diems seem to be more important for some, while the cost of living is affecting our people. The social safety nets that they met in place are disappearing as we speak. Mothers are crying. The Prime Minister said life would be better with Labour, but we have to ask, better for who? The reality is, people don't have money in their pockets. Dr. Drew and his team are letting down people daily, and many persons are having buyer's remorse. The cost of living continues to skyrocket and has placed an unbearable burden on the shoulders of our people. Our ordinary citizens are faced with the daunting task of making ends meet for them and their families. There shouldn't have to be a choice between which essential item one can afford. And that is presently the case. So you know we have a serious, serious problem. Mothers are being continuously taken from their children as they are forced to get second jobs to care for their families. I just felt my heartstring pull, especially for our single mothers. I understand your struggles and hardship. I was once there. I know the challenges you face. The tears at night, the headaches at morning, the look on your children's face. Just trying to make ends meet is mind-boggling. But you have a friend in me. A friend who has shared your experiences. A friend in Natasha Shani Ray Brooks. I can offer guidance, coping mechanisms, solutions, because I want better for you. I have a vision for a single parent program and look forward to the day when it comes to fruition. I want to help those in need. I also want to ensure that there are after-school programs in place, hot meal programs to assist when school is out, situation-based babysitting programs, counseling, and mentorship programs. We have to look after our single mothers. Too many mothers bear hungry and sacrifice themselves. Help me to reach in the position of leadership to protect our single mothers. With me, you won't have to beg and borrow. You won't have to do things that you don't want to do. You won't have to break that bond between you and your child and deprive yourself of proper rest at night because you have 2 and 3 jobs. I am sorry if I sound so passionate about this, but there is a special place in my heart for single mothers. I've lived it. I have overcome it. The challenges, I sincerely want to help. O land of beauty, a country where peace should abound. Our country is grappling with the crime situation, and we have recognized the police is operating with limited resources. Our mothers are losing their sons, and now their daughters, to senseless killings. Businesses are subjected to daring robberies. The safety and security of our people is not a priority for this government. How often do you see neighborhood patrols? How often are CCTV cameras maintained? Are all the CCTV cameras in operation? There is a growing level of fear and discomfort amongst our people. The crime situation is an all-of-society approach, and the current administration needs to take the outstretched hand of the People's Action Movement on helping to solve this problem. As party leader, I will renew my party's efforts, because we made it earlier this year, to sit down and have a conversation so that we can be a part of the solution. Crime has a serious impact on our society, our economy, our health sector, our tourism products. And Palm would not sit idly by and not lend a helping hand. This country is ours. Our health situation is in a sad state. We've often heard the health of a nation is the wealth of a nation. This administration has made a big song and dance of us getting a state-of-the-art hospital, or a smart hospital. Nothing is wrong in getting a new or smart hospital, but if the manner in which it is operated and managed remains the same, the problems will remain the same. What we have right now is JNF and its present state of affairs. We have heard complaints after complaints by the public, the staff, the doctors, the nurses. Our Minister of Health, who is our Prime Minister, has done nothing to address the issues that are being currently faced. The system presently in place at the hospital, you have ailing patients having to endure long waiting times at the hospital, overworked medical staff, and these issues are not being tackled by the government, and they will continue to plague our people. There are complaints of lack of medication at the hospital pharmacy, and vital laboratory tests are unavailable as a result of supply shortage. Whilst it's good to have a new look in the lobby, superficial upgrades cannot and should not be the main focus. When patients and staff have to deal with issues of rats and mold infestation, leaking roofs, then there is a problem, as this can result in risk to our patients, and it is clearly a situation where staff is not provided with a safe working environment. Neglect in maintaining our healthcare facility must be a thing of the past. Time to make healthcare a priority. Constructing a new hospital will not solve the problems that we are currently facing. Appointing a permanent secretary who lacks experience in healthcare will not help the situation. This government needs to ensure that the services we offer are at the requisite international standards. They need to address the underlying issues of neglect, mismanagement, lack of maintenance, because they will end up with problems being transferred to the new smart facility. I am not going to pretend that I have all the answers. It is important, therefore, to have persons who are trained and skilled in different areas so that the relevant expertise is provided. There are too many square pegs in round holes, and that is part of the issue. Advice is being sought from persons who are incompetent, unqualified, and may just not be interested in the well-being of others. Unfortunately for our citizens and residents, we have to suffer at the mistakes of this Labour administration. But it is not going to be forever. We will agitate on your behalf in the media, in the streets, and by our actions for their removal. St. Kitts and Nevis deserves better. We must not be treated as second-class citizens. Your needs must be a priority, as you are the ones who helped to elect persons like Dr. Hanley and Dr. Drew. It is all well and good when benefits for the people are derived from their trips overseas. But sometimes you all need to stay home. Stay home and look after the country. You have a country to run, and if every other day you are on a plane, many things which touch the lives of the ordinary man are going to be abandoned. That is why, members and friends, we have to get ready, because this default government is about to fail. It's about to collapse. It is not interested in the well-being of our people. Too much slackness, too much carelessness, too much don't care attitude. It is time that we look after our mothers, our children, our hospital, provide avenues of poverty and poverty alleviation and empowerment, so that we can not only improve the lives of our people, we can also reignite the pride of our citizens and be the envy of our brothers and sisters across the region.
Country being run by a brother, oh, CBDS, all time, they have all self and none of the mentality. The chorus is bunch of hits and goods.
I will continue to fight for you. I will continue to bring out the best in you, so that sometime in the future, we can have more prime ministers and ministers of government who are not just focused on power and the perks that comes with the office, but we can have prime ministers and ministers who are focused on lending a helping hand, lifting a mother up, focused on providing that opportunity to the lost soul, so that we can be a nation of hope, a nation of progress, and a nation that is bound together with a common destiny. I am sending out a call for action, a call for us to take back our country, a call to put our people on solid ground. Now is the time to wake up our country from its slumber. Now is the time to bring our country back to order. We are going through a roller coaster ride right now, but we have the power to put it to a stop. Palm people, members and friends, I want to see your action. I want to feel your action. Now is the time to signal a new day in St. Kitts and Nevis. Are you ready to join me in the alleyways, the byways, and the highways? Are you ready to get on the streets and protest if you must? So, Shauna, when I say, K-on, let's go, are you with me? Mr. Pell, when I say, let's go, Bellevue, will you be running, coming? Troy, when I say, meet me in Sadlers, will you be there? Sean and the rest and the pointers, when I say next week we in Downing Street, are you coming? Onward we go to save our people, to save our nation, and rescue them from the snares of labor. By the time I come off the stage, I want you to tell me when you would be in Halfway Tree Azad. Milo and all those persons from number 3, when we'll be going to Boyd's and Lankeel. I want to hear you. I want you to get ready to hit Market Street, Jonelle. I want you to get ready to hit Soho and Freeman's Village. and Shadwell. Carl Brown, are you coming with me? Constituency number 1. I want you to rally the troops because I am ready to hit the alleys and the byways because we are taking number 1. Plenty people getting married right now, so we are going to send Jeffrey into retirement. Let him go and make the people look pretty for their weddings. This time around, I am not taking no for an answer. Mr. Brooks, there are no more babies on the way, so I would not be on maternity leave. I'll be outside campaigning to my people, so make sure you know, no more babies. Year, you will have the best representation the next time around. I hear your cries, I hear your concerns, I see the look of regret. Shani is ready to save you. Shani is ready to be your next representative. Shani is ready to be your Prime Minister. Are you ready? Let me hear you. The people in St. Paul's want to hear you. Are you ready? If you are ready to make water flow in Keon, let the people in Keon hear you. Are you ready? I am indeed ready to join hands with you and pave the way so that you can have a PAM government. The best government with yours truly as your next Prime Minister. The People's Action Movement will strive from day to day. The People's Action Movement is here and here to stay. God bless you. I love you.
Just a small announcement, if you're driving PA 343, your lights are on outside. So when you're driving that vehicle number, your lights are outside. PA 343, check the vehicle, your lights are on.